It started as an ordinary congressional hearing of the kind that fills the air with tense exchanges and carefully measured tones, but within moments, the chamber turned electric. What began as a debate on policy quickly spiraled into one of the most talked-about political moments of the year, a clash not of party lines, but of personality, pride, and power. As Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the fiery congresswoman from New York, took the microphone, her words cut through the room with sharp precision. She leaned forward, eyes fixed on Senator John Kennedy from Louisiana, who had just delivered a long-winded, drawling speech about the priorities of common-sense Americans. With a smirk, she interrupted. "Sit down, boy," she said, a phrase that snapped through the silence like a whip. For a brief second, the room froze. The air thickened. Cameras zoomed in, reporters leaned forward, and everyone waited for the senator's reaction. Kennedy's face was unreadable, a blend of shock, restraint, and something else deeper, almost sad. It wasn't just an insult, it was a challenge to his dignity, his identity, and his decades-long reputation of Southern charm and calm under pressure. Then, slowly, John Kennedy rose to his feet. The murmurs grew louder. The senator, known for his folksy wit and slow smile, didn't fire back with anger. He didn't raise his voice or call her names. Instead, he simply said, in that calm Louisiana drawl, "Ma'am, I've been called worse by better. But if you'd like, I'll stand here until you're ready to hear the truth." The room went silent again, but this time, it wasn't tense, it was stunned. Kennedy's response didn't just deflect the insult, it elevated the moment. His words weren't about ego or revenge, they were about grace under fire, something politics rarely sees anymore. Even those who disagreed with him couldn't help but nod. Cameras caught Tech blinking, slightly caught off guard. But Kennedy didn't stop there. He spoke softly, but with the authority of someone who had seen America from the heartlands, not just the headlines. "We can trade insults all day, Congresswoman," he said, "or we can trade ideas. I may be old-fashioned, but I believe leadership means listening before shouting." That moment, unscripted, raw, and deeply human, changed the tone of the entire hearing. The tension broke. Some laughed nervously, others applauded quietly. Even Ek, whose fire often fuels the online world, sat back with a faint, almost grudging smile. By the time the clip hit social media, America was already on fire. Millions watched, replayed, and debated. Some sided with Tech, arguing that her frustration represented years of being talked over and underestimated. Others praised Kennedy for his restraint and quiet strength. But everyone agreed on one thing: this was more than politics. It was a mirror of the nation itself, divided, emotional, searching for respect and disagreement. As the days passed, something unexpected happened. Kennedy, rather than gloat or attack, appeared on a local news show and said, "Look, she's passionate, she loves her country in her way. We just see it differently. I don't hold it against her." That's democracy, messy, loud, and worth fighting for. That humility, rare in today's political climate, hit a chord across America. People began sharing the clip not as a moment of owning or destroying an opponent, but as a lesson in how to stand tall without striking back. Commentators called it the comeback of decency. Even some of Ek's supporters admitted his composure was remarkable. And yet, there was growth on both sides. Ek, during a later interview, reflected on the exchange. "I'm passionate, maybe too passionate sometimes," she said, "but that's because I care deeply." Senator Kennedy reminded me that sometimes, power isn't in the volume of your voice, it's in the calm of your conviction. That rare admission sent waves through social media again, but this time, not of outrage, but of respect. By the end of the week, the moment had transformed from a viral clash to a national conversation about respect, communication, and what it truly means to lead in divided times. In classrooms, families, and online forums, people weren't just talking about who won, they were talking about what America could learn from it. In the end, both Ek and Kennedy walked away changed. Two opposing figures, two fiery souls from different corners of the country, inadvertently taught a lesson together, one about listening, humility, and the strength it takes to stay kind when the world tells you to shout. Because sometimes, The most powerful response to insult isn't anger, it's grace. And in that grace, America caught a glimpse of something it's been missing for a long time: hope.